Hello and welcome, my Scorpio collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. Welcome to your work, career, and vocation read for January and February 2021. I am your reader, Mark-Angela Lyons Mal for short, professional witch, professional intuitive, president of Drawing the Circle Productions, younger brother to a Scorpio. God, that I survived that. The Archangel of Lyons, Mark-Angela Lyons, but you can call me Mal. Hi. Hey, Miss Scorps. Hope you are all well, my fixed water signs. Shall we get up in this gig? I think we should. We're doing work, career, vocation. I do them, 2 months at once because it takes time, right? Especially with this past year we've been through. So getting you some clarity, guidance, and grace in 9 cards. Really, it's not a work, career, vocation spread. It's a 3 levels of power. Spread, 3 levels of power that I learned from Caroline Myss. This is the Caroline Myss archetype deck. There's a link to a video down in the description box if you'd like more information about the 3 levels of power. It's a really, really good video, and it's really, really important information if you are working with trying to get different aspects of your life in alignment. 3 levels of power, like eau de toilette, cologne, and perfume. Perfume is the highest potency. You put cologne in it, you put alcohol in it, it's cologne, you mix it with water, it's eau de toilette, right? So 3 different levels of power. We're looking at work, career, vocation. I'll explain it as I go along. There are chakras involved. It's a long story. So yeah, read Anatomy of the Spirits by Caroline Myss. Brilliant work, still to this day, so relevant to my own healing process. That being said, it is a general read. Please take what resonates, leave what doesn't, and check your other signs because, your sun sign for work, career, and vocation might be very different than your moon sign, right? Or your rising or your Venus, particularly if you love what you do, right? Then Venus, you really want to check because I do. All right. So I have none of those planets in Scorpio. I just got through the gamut of Leo, Virgo, and Libra because I am Leo rising, Virgo sun, Venus, and Libra, and I'm a Pisces moon. So I got a while. So I like these. They're easier because I don't have to see myself in them, right? So all the decks that I read are in the description box. We'll start with 3 of these archetype cards, work, career, vocation. Then we'll see what your experiences of it personally, like what's going on with you, with your work, career, vocation, with Daughters of the Moon, and then we'll do the Mythic Tarot to get external influences or how you appear externally in the situation. Cool? That's about it. Take a nice deep breath. I know, it's like an unspoken rule. You have to explain everything you do before you do it as a YouTube reader, but there you have it. Here we go. Take a nice deep breath. Oh, and here we go. My collective pantheons of angels, goddesses, gods, ascended masters, and the higher selves of all involved. Please, I need 3 cards for the Scorpio collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign watching this video about their work, career, and vocation, the archetypal powers that are being developed from shadow to light, from light to gold, through the personal alchemy, because what your work, career, and vocation is part of your spiritual path. Your spiritual path goes through all of those things. So please, what is the dominant archetype at work, so to speak, in their work? Lower 3 chakras, physical world, survival intuition, what they do to pay the bills, food, clothing, shelter, that kind of stuff. Their physical power, right? Okay, their career, their personal level of power, heart, throat, third eye, and crown, their emotional thirst, mental hunger, their passion, right? The thing that lights them up when they do it. Please, what's the dominant archetype at work in their creative intuition? By the way, heart, throat, third eye, and crown, which is really important to have that down with the survival, right? What to do. There we go. Thank you very much. The survival intuition. And 3rd card down, please, for their vocation, their spiritual calling, 8th chakra, visionary intuition. Really their spiritual power. So we have physical power, mental, emotional, psychological power, and now spiritual power, completing the 4 levels of holistic health. Please, what is their most dominant archetype being alchemized, refined in their vocation? All right, now these can be triggering because they have both shadow and light archetype, and one of these words here on these cards is very triggering, so I want you to take it as it comes. And let me see, someone else had this one. Who else had this one? Oh no, that was in the soulmate reads. All right, so here we go. Trigger warning, right? In work, you have the beggar archetype. Now, beggars are ancient, right? There have always been beggars. But if you take that as purely literal, it gets triggery AF, right? In a relationship spread, it's even more triggering. But it might be that you're a little out of work right now. So don't worry about that, because you've got the visionary in your career. And considering visionary intuition is in your eighth chakra intuition, it's really great because you've got the engineer, and this is obviously not the physical engineer, maybe it is, of course it's a general read, but you put these three together, it looks like the solutions, as always, are within you. So let me read what's on the card, and you're not going to like this. Nobody likes this one, but as dark as the shadow is, as toxic, as scary as the shadow is equally as bright and healing and magnificent as the light attribute is. The beggar, the shadow attribute, dependence on others to the exclusion of effort. So this is not about depending on people like collaborators, because if you're going to collaborate with anybody, you got it, right? But it can also be that your industry or whatever your field of work is has been hit really hard. And so you kind of might not know what to do about it. So many people are in that position, particularly if what you do, you can't work from home with. You know why I'm saying that, right? But catch the light attribute. This is so beautiful. Confronts empowerment at the level of physical survival, right? So you're learning how to physically survive. That's why it makes sense in this level, the survival level of work, career, and vocation. Awakens the spiritual authority within you of humility, compassion, and self-esteem. And humility is my saving grace. People think I'm just walking around with a big ego. It's like my ego has been steadily unraveling for decades, being absorbed into my soul and healed. So I know that I do not know when I do not know. And sometimes when I think I do, I still say, hey, my gods, grant me the grace of humility. Oh, my book, Words of Grace, is coming out in Kindle very soon. We're getting the reviews and for the people who've reviewed the book before, so they get to see the new format, right? So my saving grace is humility. Grant me the maiden grace of humility to know when I do not know, but I'm willing to be shown, right? So authority, think of that authority you have, humility, compassion, and self-esteem, that your self-worth is not dependent upon your work. That may be how we express our value for ourselves. Like, here are these gifts that I have, let me share them, let me give them away. But remember, self-esteem is a verb, not a noun. I know advertisers want you to think it's a noun, so it's something you can get. But actually, it is the process of estimating yourself, right? And it's not tribe estimation. It's not financial estimation. It's self-estimation. So really great, big, huge. In your career, like we said, you have the visionary archetype, the shadow, selling insights to the highest bidder, compromising your vision to make it more acceptable. Now, certainly I have a strong visionary archetype in me. I mean, it's not just clairvoyance. Well, let me read the light part. Capacity to envision what is not yet conceivable to others. Work. Willingness to proclaim a vision without regard for personal gain. And honey, that's me. Like, this isn't my reading. I have Neptune in Scorpio, as do most of the Generation Xers. So like, I know that I could dumb stuff down, like even on YouTube, like I could dumb down my readings. I could just give you romance reads every day, and other readers do that, and that's great. That's their thing. But I can't sell out. My skills are based on the vows I made to my gods and my angels and my masters, right? My pantheons. Vows, not just promises, vows. So I have to be in my full integrity that way. So certainly in terms of your career, your passion, like whatever's going on in your work life that may not be going so well, you're getting clarity and insight, but that's going to be your challenge, right? You're seeing what other people can't even conceive of or envision. So can you share that without regard for personal gain? In other words, kind of saying without getting paid. Now, I get paid. I'm a professional witch, and all it means to be professional in anything is that you get paid for it, right? That's really all it means. Well, probably in that you file, which I do. I have an S corporation. Oh, I would have loved to have an LLC, but it didn't exist in 1998 when I started the company, DrawingTheCircle Productions. But certainly the visions that I had then, a lot of them have played out, right? So really, heart, third eye, and crown, big focus for you. Maybe even just to awaken that visionary part in that part of the energy field. If the lower three chakras, root, sacrum, solar plexus, are in that beggar place, not even knowing what to do, hence needing that humility, compassion, and self-esteem. The engineer, I know it sounds weird to have that in an 8th chakra spiritual power, but let me read it. Reliance on mechanistic solutions without regard for emotional consequences. Spiritually, are you kidding me? Like, that's so old paradigm. It's like, well, you committed adultery, you must be stoned to death. And I don't mean in the fun way, right? It's like that. That's a real misuse, a mechanistic solution, a dogmatic, probably a better word in this case, but the light attribute, and this is really 8th chakra stuff, ability to give creative energy a practical expression, talent for designing resolutions to common dilemmas, and maybe that's spiritually for yourself and others, your vocation right now. It's about strategery, right? It's about strategy. And, sometimes our visions that we get, and really these two are so connected in terms of not just the chakras, but why wouldn't, okay, so you have the vision and here's the guidance, here's the grace of how to design a resolution for a common dilemma. And wouldn't a common dilemma be that your work is not steady or stable or even present in terms of survival in the world? Okay, very powerful schemata of archetypes here. Let's start clarifying. Daughters of the Moon will show us what's going on inside of you in the sense of your experience, right? How you're experiencing this. So as tricky as the Beggar card could be, you might be fine with it, understanding that you have a vision for your career. This is what I mean, like how many artists' career are waiting tables or door dashing now, however that works, right? I had to do it. I worked in retail for years while DrawingTheCircle was getting off the ground. All right, nice deep breath. Here we go. I even worked at Borders Books and Music as a community relations coordinator right before I started the company. Yeah, nothing is ever wasted, even if you had a job as a teenager. Trust me, it's built your talents and wisdoms within. Here we go. Breathe. My goddesses of water in the sign of Scorpio, please 3 cards to clarify work, career, vocation for the Scorpio collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, January and February 2021. Please clarify that beggar archetype in their work. Please clarify that visionary archetype in their career. And that makes so much sense with the third eye and the passion and all that visionary thing. And lastly, can you clarify that engineer archetype in their vocation for January, February 2021. Let's see how you're doing. Really good, really good, really, really, really good. So great. With the beggar, you've got the Amazon. So you have your drive. Now, I always say this. The 2 horses, the light and the dark horse. The light is inspiration, which very much feels like is coming in with this visionary archetype that you have, right? Heart, third eye, crown. But the dark horse is motivation, and we need both of them. If you only have motivation, it's like the whip. Move, you better, or your bills aren't going to get paid, and this is going to happen, and you're going to start to death. All those fears necessary in this world, right? And if you're an empath, Scorpio, you're picking up on everybody else's stuff that's feeling that way too. But you balance out with your inspiration, right? Every morning I wake up, I do my thing, I say my prayers, I do my yoga, my breath work, I get my coffee, all that done. And it's like, oh, fuck, I don't want it, right? I'm tired, I don't want it. It's like, all right, well, then you're going to have to do twice as many videos tomorrow. I'm like, oh, there's the motivation. And then I get into that prayer. Then I get into my visionary mode, and the information starts coming in. Setting up the cameras and doing my hair and my makeup. I'm wearing a little mascara today. And some pressed powder, e.l.f. Pressed powder, really good stuff. So you know what I mean? So by the way, this to me is the Wonder Woman card, right? It's the Amazon. And I bought this, or someone gave it to me a long time ago. And look, it's the Chariot. Like, look, it's the same card, but with Wonder Woman, right? So, you might have to be a little bit of an Amazon moving forward here, taking the challenges. Look, the mantle of Wonder Woman wasn't just handed to Diana. I see you, Diana. Do you see her? She's back there. Yeah, I'm a bit of a devotee. Okay, your career, you got the visionary archetype with 4 of Pentacles. Security, I'm telling you. What you need to survive, to feel stable, right, is in your heart, third eye, and crown. It really is that simple, but simple need not imply easy. A Course in Miracles quote there for you. So to really hold on to your visionary, right? Because people will say Four of Pentacles, right? Holding on to something. Well, don't give up your vision. Don't give up your vision. There is a security in it. So though you may not know what to do, right, with that humility in the physical form, but you're full steam ahead, fastest moving card in the major arcana, that of course, to fuel that with your vision, that there is something stable here. You will know what to do, because I feel like what's the Four of Pentacles that we would love to see here. Well, we'd love to see the 10 of Pentacles here. We still have more cards coming. But that Four of Pentacles security, the well that never runs dry, but you have the vessel to contain it. These women coming to the local well in their tribe with their jars, right, in order to carry that home. I mean, really, there is both earth and water in this card, so I'm going to say it's not just about the physical. It really is about your emotions as well, right? And wouldn't that work with the light horse, dark horse motivation and inspiration, stick and carrot? In your vocation, as I said, you have the engineer archetype. And with the Leo card, now this is 8th chakra, right? So we're not talking about a person, although there might be a Leo, some kind of Leo person energy, whether they have it in them or not, that is very creative, very inspiring, very focused, very fixed energy. But this because 5th house is creativity and good fortune in the zodiac, particularly according to Sacred Contracts. Carolyn Mays, she's such a genius. But I love it here, ability to give creative energy a practical expression. So this totally plays in with the visionary and that beggar, in terms of maybe you're even begging the divine, how do I put this into play? I have to survive. And we've all been there. Look, I could have been a lawyer. I come from lawyers. I mean, I could have worked for the family practice, right? I could have been a comparative religion scholar, all these things, right? But I had to be true to myself and follow my vision, because I just had no other choice personally. Authenticity is everything to me. I came out of the closet, the gay closet, if you couldn't tell, junior year of high school, 1984. Do the math, I'm 52. You know, it's like that, just I can't afford. My gods will not let me be anything other than authentic in this life, you know? So the creativity of your way through this is on the table here. January, February 2021. Let's get to these mythic tarot. Let's see what's going on the outside, right? Either something going on in the outside world, where career, vocation, or how you appear in these, right? Can be either and or both. Does that make sense? I think so. Breathe. Yeah, I'm kind of getting the exhaustion. And I don't think it's just physical. I do think with this Four of Pentacles here, heart, throat, third eye, crown, you might be feeling a little bit dry, right? But secure. Just know that your vision, you didn't create your vision, it was given to you. All right, breathe. My gods of water and the sign of Scorpio, please. I need 3 cards for the Scorpio. Oopsie, cat hair on my nose. I snuggle my cats in between videos and it doesn't always go well for me. Please, 3 cards in clarity for the Scorpio collective. Sun, Moon, Rising Venus sign in their work, career, vocation, January and February 2021. Please clarify for us that beggar with the Amazon archetype. The visionary, the beggar with the beggar archetype with the Amazon. What's that look like on the outside? The visionary archetype with the Four of Pentacles security. What does that look like in their career? And in their vocation, the engineer archetype with the Leo card, creativity, good fortune. I know some of you, I can feel it. Some of you are interacting with someone with very Leo qualities, that may be a spiritual teacher, a spiritual healer, or even a friend, or maybe even a collaborator that's helping you with this engineering spiritually, giving the creative energy a practical manifestation. Solutions, please. What does that look like on the outside, please, my gods? Those are 2. Just 1, please. Send it around again of those if you want me to take one of them. There we go. I have no idea. All right. What's this look like? Well, I'll say to start off with, you got 4 of Pentacles twice. So there is a stability here, right? But it is something that you have to take action towards, right? You have to motivate and inspire yourself. I don't know what word I was trying to say there, in order for you to get the security that you need. So do you have to beg? I'm not big on begging. I'm not a big beggar, but I ask for what I want to the divine and to others, and if they can, they can, and if they can't, they can't. It's just the way it's scripted in the quantum. It's fine. Most days, right? Most days. When someone says they're going to deliver and then doesn't, however, I go from 0 to Wicked Witch in 10 seconds, but I'm working on that, right? 4 of Pentacles, there is stability here, but there is work. There is work involved. Now, I will say with that Amazon card, you might be taking a bit of a warrior stance. Like, okay, whatever I have to do, whatever obstacles I must overcome. It's almost the hero archetype there. But there is stability here for you. And if this is from you from the outside looking in, it's like, no, this person, they may be in need, but they're stable. So I don't see that sort of real toxic, I can't make it work, right? What was the dependence on others to the exclusion of effort? This is effort, right? At least it's internal effort. You're bringing yourself into alignment and moving forward, and there is security there for you, or you're coming across as stable and secure, which is lovely. For the visionary archetype, you have the 4 of Pentacles. Well, from the outside looking in, this is what it feels like. 8 of Cups, you are withdrawing. You're not walking away from something necessarily as you're walking down. This is Psyche, bride of the Greek god of love, Eros, descending into the underworld to go get her mother-in-law a jar of Persephone's beauty cream. I guess the only Amazon they had were literal. They couldn't have it delivered to their house, right? The descent into the underworld. Now, it is emotional, certainly. It's not as bad as it sounds, unless it is. The 8 of Cups is really about walking into the self. Emotional clarity. 4s are numbers of like stabilization. So I feel that you're like, though this situation may be challenging, you need to go within to what? Connect with the stability of your vision. I bet your vision hasn't changed much and will also give you that feeling of, can I just walk away from everything else right now and just go sit in my vision? You can, but not with that Amazon moving you forth. So you see how bringing in alignment, like that's why I talk about the chakras. It's like getting your chakras in alignment so that energy goes all the way from the 8th chakra down into the root chakra, manifesting as action or attracting to you the next thing that you need, right? So they're showing me a bow and arrow. I love this imagery. It's like you're going deep into yourself emotionally, like going into your personal subconscious, maybe even the unconscious mind will look at that, because wait till you see what that card is to clarify. And then vroom, going forward. And here's the vroom, going forward. You got the engineer with the Leo card and the chariot. It's funny, you got Aries and Wonder Woman, right? So the inspiration may very well come from the outside, or from the outside looking in. You're the chariot spiritually. Your spiritual power is on point. Remember, it's a general read. It's hard to get specifics for everybody watching this, which is why I do private readings for people. I am so easy to book for a private reading. Find me on Facebook. And if you're not on Facebook, we'll work it out. I've got all the video platforms necessary, right? Because I prefer to see people when I read them and talk to people. I know lots of readers record it and send them the recording. That's not how I work. I've been reading people face to face for decades, since I'm 12. I'm 52. This year it'll be 40 years. Holy crap. So just that you have so many mirroring cards here, just to clarify the clarifiers. Let me just do this, right? So you've got the 4 of Pentacles in the outside world, in your physical world, and the 4 of Pentacles in your inside world. And really, in the outside world, this 8 of Cups is saying go in and find that sense of security within you. You also have mirroring the Amazon, the card of the chariot, in your work position, in terms of like your inside. It's like you're chomping at the bit, right? You're getting yourself in alignment, your inspiration, your motivation, but it starts somehow in your vocation, your spiritual calling. Now, it is from the outside, right? This is about external influences, what's going on outside, but it can also be how you appear. So this spiritual warrior, which some people have real issues with that. And I'm okay. I read Way of the Peaceful Warrior, Dan Millman, back in the 80s. So I think it was the 80s. what was this guide's name? Socrates. Socrates. The Bill and Ted version. This is, I just got to say that there is great, not just motivation, but emotional passion, right? Emotional hunger and thirst here. But the security thing obviously is an issue, that Four of Pentacles there. So look, trust your creativity, trust your inspiration. There are practical solutions in it. I mean, I've worked with some, I don't want to say crazy, that's not the right word, but let's say some delusional people in my New Age spiritual metaphysical witchcraft career over the decades, right? Ran into this one guy, oh God, back in San Francisco, he was running for president. Don't even remember his name, but his platform was that he was going to turn Alcatraz into a healing island of light. It's not a great platform. Not to mention the amount of sage it would take, right, to clear that place out. So, you know, there is something more practical here for you. There is a practical application of engineering a creative solution for a common dilemma, which might be about security, food, clothing, shelter, right, work, that kind of stuff. But it's all about getting into alignment. But I really feel like the pivotal part here is really heart, third eye, crown. Your personal level of power, your mental, emotional, psychological power, right? To really go in. And it's so funny because in your work, in your vocation, you got this chariot, this emotional moving forward energy. But in the internal, you've got this go within, Eight of Cups, go in, feel that sense of solidity, security that maybe only you can see. So may the Scorpio collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs be blessed with all that they need in their work, career, and vocation for January and February 2021, that they may come up with the creative solutions to drive them forward in their calling as they go within, with that visionary archetype, really going deep into the emotional aspects of feeling the security that is within them, ready to manifest on the outside, as they then, with the beggar archetype, with the authority of humility, compassion, and self-esteem for themselves and for others, move into that more stable foundation of the Four of Pentacles, that security that they need to move forward in their lives for their well-being, for the well-being of all. So motivated. And so it is. Look, if you liked the reading, hit like. You want more, subscribe. I'm cool with that. I'm not begging for subscriptions anymore. I got other stuff going on. I got a Kindle coming out. My Kindle book is coming out in a few weeks. We're in the final stretch. Words of Grace. Believe me, the links will be everywhere. Sometimes it takes a millennial. I needed one to do an EPUB book, so I didn't know how to do that, right? But there it is. That's like very much my life, right? Even though I have no planets in Scorpio, but Neptune, this is doable. So go for it. Have at it. Get your tiara, your lasso of truth, those bulletproof van braces, which I want those, because jewelry, wishing you all the very, very best and the very, very blessed in your work, career, and vocation. My beloved Scorpios, hail. Farewell, and blessed, blessed be.